What is going on, my people? Welcome to the SN95 Power channel. It is a beautiful day out here. So, what's going on today? Today is like breaking news, hot take, hot mic, or whatever. So I got something I want to reveal to y'all. If you are a Power Team member, you already know what it is, but I am heading over to a new spot that I got, and once we get over there, I'll break down what's going on. But for right now, I need some fuel. I'm revamping my base map. I kind of got the Holley going on right now. I've got the learn table set to only make a, I think, 2% correction. I don't want too much of a correction right now because I'm just using the learn table right now for a visual, basically. So I'm self-tuning these cars. You know, you kind of have the luxury of, you don't like the way it feels, or one day you want a little bit more, you can go out, make some changes and see what happens. And that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm trying to get this tune more ethanol friendly. I have a flex fuel sensor, so quote, it is ethanol friendly, but I want a little more power out of this. So the thing that I'm doing is I'm playing with my target fuel table, and then I'll play around my VE table. I made a little bit more resolution on my VE table in boost as opposed to cruising. I think I got the cruising part of the VE table kind of set, so now I'm just trying to get the boost part of it a little bit better. And, you know, I'm trying to squeeze a little bit more power out of it, you know, if I'm being honest with y'all. Right now I'm sitting at like E56. I want to at least get this to like E65, E70 and work on my tune based off of that. So just a little small changes I've done. I kind of had this tune on the leaner side of things, which, you know, I was just trying to be more conservative with this tune. We've been driving this car for, you know, 3-4 months now, so it is what it is. I don't think if anything was going to break, it would have broken already. So now I think I'm at the point where I can, you know, give it a little bit more juice. All right, I'm at like E65 right now. So yeah, air intake temperature, when I was out earlier today, it didn't get above 120, and that was stop and go traffic with the air on. I don't have the air on right now because I'm just trying to just get a little data here. But we are kind of playing around with this tune a little bit. I think she likes it. And now, you know, the crazy thing too is since I increased my idle fuel, base fuel, the dash spot or the IAC is a lot more tamer. Like I said, I have done nothing to the timing yet. Only thing I did was just make my idle more richer than stoic. Not by a lot, just a little bit. I'll try to play with that a little bit just to see how the car reacts. Seems like the car kind of likes it. So, you know, sometimes you just gotta give this car, you gotta give them what they like, and it likes, at least in the idle part of my tune, it likes to be a little bit richer, which is all good. All right, one thing I can say is with this new fan, or with the 5,000 watt cooling fan, one thing that I regret not doing is getting a better alternator. This alternator is begging for mercy whenever this fan is on full bore. I haven't even had it at full bore yet, and you can see that voltage drop from when I'm cruising from 14, when I'm in traffic with the fan at like 80 or 95%, 93%, the voltage will drop to like 13.0, sometimes 12.9. So yeah, we'll get to the new spot, and I'll tell y'all what the future holds for this channel. Okay, so here we are. We're at the new spot, and when I talked about the new spot, this is, gosh, what is this? This is a test, not of the emergency broadcast system, but this is kind of a test. I am dipping my toes in this aftermarket water. And so what I mean by that is, over the years, I've had a lot of people ask me, did I take in work? Did I do work? And I really at that time didn't have a desire to do anything like that. But the more and more I hear about people's cars being held captive at these shops, the more and more I'm just like, man, it's really a need for somebody or people who's not trying to overbook their shops and just get people in and out and just work on one project at a time. And this is kind of where I'm at. This is a space where I'm gonna do select things. You know, this is not, you know, something that somebody's gonna bring their car in and I'm gonna, you know, change the rear main seal or something like that. I'm not really looking to do that. What I'm catering to is more to my strength of skill set. So engine swaps, ECU upgrades, or particularly Holley products, Holley standalone product installs, snipers, Terminator X, Dominators, that kind of stuff. Engine swaps, Coyote swaps. Those are the kind of projects that I'm looking at. And I'm gonna give this 4 months to the end of the year, pretty much, and we'll see what goes from there. You know, if there's a demand for this, then I'll look to get out of here and get to something more bigger, and then I'll offer more work. Then I'll start getting into paint jobs and, you know, body work. But for right now, you know, we're just looking at doing pretty much motor swaps, Holley installs. I'm doing this appointment only. I'll be 100% with y'all. If I'm booked, I'm not going to take your car. If I'm not finished working with somebody, I'm not going to take your car. If I have time, I'll take your car. It's kind of how we're going to do this here. I know a lot of people who's been struggling to get their car back from shops, and I'm not knocking the shops. If that's their business model, they have to do what they have to do. But there's definitely wiggle room. There's room for me to slide into this market, get people in, get people out. I think it was really my man Justin at Daily Automotive that really um, made me consider this more, because my man Justin really um, does very good work as far as getting people in and out with motor swaps, any kind of mechanical work. Justin at Daily Automotive is, the guy. If you need cylinder heads or anything done to your car, you take it to him, he'll get it done. Me, I'm just fourth gen stuff only. That's it. You know, Engine swaps, Holley installs. That's pretty much it. That's all I'm really looking to do. So we'll give that a try for, the rest of the year. We'll see how that works. If it's something that keeps going, then obviously we'll get out of this and get into something that allows me to do even more stuff, like I talk about the paint jobs and body work. So let's talk about what we got going on here. All right, so behind the scenes, I've been working on this motor for, gosh, 2-3 weeks now, I think. I think I've only had this unit for 3 weeks. And my man CY and I have been talking about doing this. He's been talking about doing this for a while. And, opportunity just popped up and I just jumped on it. And what we have here is a classic example of hot rodding. Heads, cam, intake. So we have a NPI bottom end, we have PI heads, and we have modular head shop stage 2 cams. The idea behind this is you get a nice bump in compression, a raise in compression. Putting the PI heads on this NPI motor will give you a nice little compression bump. Throw on some cams with some nice duration and a little bit more lift, long tube headers. This is a pretty nice budget combination to get you, in that 300 horsepower range and 300 foot-pounds of torque range. I know we live in an age of 1,000 horsepower cars and 9-second cars, but this motor in a 4th gen Mustang is going to be a very fun street car. And, depending on how heavy your car weighs, you'll be surprised on what kind of cars you can beat on the street with this setup. So this is kind of what I envision for the shop, is more about doing stuff like this. I'm not too concerned about doing like your maintenance stuff or, your repairs. This is really more of like hot rodding things that I'm really interested in doing in the shop. So motor swaps, Holley installs, depending on how this thing pans out later on, body work, paint jobs. But, this is really the core of what I want to do. So this thing is pretty much almost ready to go in the car. This oil pan has a little dent at the bottom of it, so I got another oil pan over here. I got to get that installed. I got to check the pickup clearance, make sure the pickup clearance is within spec. I also have to do the oil cooler, get a new gasket. I'll probably get some paint or marker or something like that. Make sure that facing of the housing is true, so you don't have to worry about leaks. Sometimes, those things can get warped and you can have a leak that way. Valve covers, timing covers, new gaskets. And then after that, all that is done, it's going to get dropped in the car. So next video you see coming out of this build garage is going to probably be us dropping the motor in. But yeah, that's kind of my vision. I've thought about this for a while. Kim kind of wanted me to do this for a while ago. And yeah, this is kind of where we're at, stage 1. We'll see how this works. But what kind of powder do y'all think this is going to make? I know my man Patrick, Mod Addicts, his black SN95, I think he had this same setup. NPI, bottom NPI heads, race built. I know Chris, he's had this on his nitrous 4.6 when he was out here spraying on the streets.
So it's a real common build, but you know, we're in the age of Coyote swaps and turbo kits and all this other stuff. You know, people don't really talk about these simple builds anymore, but I think in these fourth generation cars, depending on how heavy your car is, hey man, this is going to be a fun build. This is going to be a fun car. Long tube headers, you know, the intake. It's going to surprise some people on these streets. So tell me what y'all think about this. Like I say, if you've got something in mind that you're trying to get installed, shoot me an email, sn95pow@gmail.com. Let's have a conversation about it. See if I can help you out. But hey, I appreciate y'all rocking me on this video. Until next time, God bless.
Rice on the trash, on the trash, on the trash. Rice on the trash, on the trash, on the trash.